everyone, Joe here. Well, today I thought I'd do a little comparison video between the Canon EOS M3 and the newer just released EOS M10. Now, one of these cameras is supposed to be more enthusiast level, almost professional mirrorless camera. The other one's supposed to be more budget oriented. So I thought I'd let my viewers know what the difference between these two cameras really are and what's the same. So I got a little list here I'd like to go into. So let's go over here and get started. Okay, everyone, well, let's first start with what's the same in both cameras. They both have a Digit 6 processor. Both can go up to ISO 12800 in stills, not video. I think it's 6400 still in video. They both have Wi-Fi with near-field communication. They both can film 1080p video at 30 frames per second. The bitrate, I think, is the same in both at 24, around 24 megabits per second. They both can do remote shooting. And they both have a built-in flash with the guide number of only 5. So just let everybody know. And they both have 3-inch touchscreens. So a lot of things are the same in both cameras. But what's the difference? Okay, well, let's get into the real difference between the two cameras here. The EOS M3 is obviously a 24 megapixel camera. Now the EOS M10 is an 18 megapixel camera. The EOS M3 has a hybrid AF3 focus system, the newer AF focus system in the new 750 and 760, Rebel T6, T6i, T6X cameras and stuff. So it's the newer, faster one. Now the M10 has a little bit older hybrid AF2 system. It's still a good system, just a little bit slower. But unless you're shooting sports and stuff, you're probably not going to want these cameras anyway. This will still be plenty fast enough for most people. Now, I mentioned they both have a 3-inch touchscreen. The difference between the touchscreens between the M3 and the M10 is the M3 can both fold up 180 degrees or be able to tilt down 45 degrees so you can get above your head photos and stuff. Now, the screen on the M10 is just a single hinge. It only folds up 180 degrees. Now, if you're wanting to get the M10 but really like to be able to shoot above your head with the variable screen, just turn the camera upside down and flip the photo when you actually get back in post-processing. So that's a little trick there. You don't necessarily got to have the 45 degrees. You just turn the camera upside down. Okay, now obviously you probably noticed that the M3 does have a hot shoe, whereas the M10 does not have a hot shoe. Okay, which also means you can attach electronic viewfinder to the M3. Unfortunately, you can't attach anything via hot shoe because there's no hot shoe on the M10. So that's a big downside. Now let's get into some of the dimensions of this the two cameras. Let everybody know which one's a little bit bigger. Of course, the M3 is just a little bit bigger, and the M10 is slightly smaller. But how much difference is the width, height, and depth of the M3 is a 4.4 by 2.7 by 1.7 inches. Now on the M10, the width, height, and depth is a 4.25 by 2.62 by 1.38 inches. So not a whole lot difference between the width and the height here. They're almost the same. The real difference is the depth. That's the grip you see on the M3. Now, if you go on Canon store for extra $20-something, they do sell a little grip to go on the M10. So in case you want to add a grip, they do have one. I have noticed it. Okay, but yeah, the grip there is really the difference in the sizes. Other than that, it's minuscule, 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch there, not much. Okay, now we're going to a little bit of weight here. The M3 is a 12.9 ounces, whereas the M10 is a 10.6 ounces. So still not a whole lot there, about 2 ounces roughly. Okay, go into a few more things that might be important to some folks as far as aesthetics and user standpoint. The M3, obviously being a slightly more enthusiast level camera, does have more controls and stuff on the back of the camera and hand that most people who are probably used to shooting Canon or are going to want. And, to get to on the fly, real quickly, like a lot of, knobs to change between aperture and priority mode, all those features, plus ISO changes, it's all the main controls that most every, enthusiast level photographer will want are on the back. Now, the M10, they went with more a slimmer, more minimalistic design on this. So there are a few controls on the back of the M10, although there's only a very few of them, just the basic ones. Most of the heavy end stuff, like controlling the aperture and the ISO and all that, you're going to have to access via the touchscreen. So it may not be a big deal to a lot of folks, but it's there. That's something to point out. Now, obviously, on the M3, you have the options for white and black models. Now, on the M10, there's options for white, black, plus a silver version. So if you like silver, I'm not so much. That's options there. Now, I really wish they would have come out with a red version of both of these, because the red version that they had back in the original EOS M's, metallic red, was a pretty camera. So I thought I'd throw that out there. Now, the price difference here. Like I said, the M10 is supposed to be a more budget-oriented camera. Well, you get the M3 with the 18-55 kit lens, which is the older kit lens that they originally come out with, for $699 US off Amazon. Now, you get the newer M10 that also has the newer 15-45 kit lens for $599. Now, the 18-55 kit lens to me was also always just a little softer than it should have been. And I don't really know how well the 15-45 lens will perform just yet. But there is a newer lens. Like I said, although between the two kits, there's only $100 difference. So, which one do you get? I would if you could, just buy the 14-45 lens separately, then get the M3. But that's just my personal opinion. That doesn't mean the M10 is a bad camera at all. If all things equal, due to the pixel pitch between the 24 megapixel sensor in the M3 and the 18 megapixel sensor in the M10, there is a small possibility that the M10 could have slightly better ISO performance. Don't hold me to it, but from a technical standpoint, the possibility is there. So I thought I'd throw these little features and specifications and everything out to everybody to let people decide what is best for you. But they're both really decent looking cameras. It's nice to see Canon actually getting into wanting to try harder on their mirrorless cameras. Can't wait to actually put out a full frame one, which is a strong possibility here before too long. So, hope everybody liked this video. If you do, how about a thumbs up? Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. And if you're not a subscriber to my channel, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe is free. It's for you and lets you know when I release more videos. And until next time, everyone, thank you for watching.